Good day, everyone. Welcome to One on One with CKN. My name is Chris Kehinde Nwandu. Today on the program, we are going to have a discussion with one of the distinguished Nigerians who has made his mark in journalism, in politics, and other spheres of life. We need to talk about the current situation in the country and several issues that will be of interest to you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this program, and let us welcome the National Publicity Secretary of the largest political party in Africa, if it's still, Mr. Kola Ologbondiyan. Welcome to One on One. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, bro, for the opportunity given us. You don't need any introduction. You've been in the political scene. You made your mark, as I said, in journalism, which is your core competence. And now you are the spokesperson of the opposition party in Nigeria. Is PDP still the largest party in Africa?
Sure, we remain the largest party in Africa. You know, the other parties who are competing with us are either still trying to form, or perhaps those who came as a movement to take over power and now they cannot function properly. So we believe that we remain the party that is peopled by Nigerians. And as our name goes, we are the People's Democratic Party. We remain the largest party in the Black Africa.
Well, that's debatable. Let's start with the return of the Dapchi schoolgirls. I saw the press release you issued where you said that APC deliberately orchestrated the picking up of these children and the release, now using it for political campaigns and the rest of them. Do you still stand by what you said?
We had our fears. Yes, we stand by what we have said. The People's Democratic Party stands by its position. We had our fears when our daughters were abducted. And our fear centered on the fact that before the abduction took place, the people of Dapchi did say that the military, that the troops that were guarding the area were withdrawn. And if you also look at the circumstances surrounding the return of the girls, you will discover also that the road to Dapchi was cleared of the troops. And on account of that, how do you now want Nigerians to believe that there were no conspiratorial plots around the abduction of the girls?
But the government have come to say that that is not true, that they did better than the government under PDP when the Chibok girls were kidnapped. And for months, that nothing happened, that even the government and the president, Goodluck Jonathan, did nothing about that. That if they acted promptly the way they did, then by today, all the Chibok girls would have been returned. Instead of having over 100 still unaccounted, what will you say to that?
You see, Nigerians are sick and tired of the insensitivity of the APC and its federal government. Sometimes I contemplate as if the APC government does not understand how it came to power. You were voted into power by Nigerians on account of the fact that Nigerians believe that PDP, our party, was not living up to their expectations. And that was why your party came with a mantra of change, and Nigerians said, okay, we want a change, and voted for the APC. Now you are in power, you are in government. You have failed woefully in every sphere of life, and each time they ask you, you begin a morbid comparison of what transpired or what you believe happened under PDP. It's amazing. And it's just so clearly that this APC and its government are not thinking out of the box. Otherwise, how can we be comparing lives always with the dead? How can we be saying that, oh, okay, they say you have not done well, you said, oh, okay, PDP did this. Nigerians brought you to power because they were dissatisfied with what the PDP was doing. That's why they came to power in the first place. So we cannot use that as a baseline. And even when we look into what we are comparing with, it is far better than what we have done between 2015 till date. In 3 years, in almost 3 years, by May 29, we are in March. By May 29, APC will have done 3 years in government. You cannot point to a singular achievement. You cannot point to a fulfillment of the littlest of the promises you made to the people. And each time they ask you as a party, or they ask your government, you say that PDP didn't do this, PDP didn't do that. Is that the basis upon which you came into power? Is government not a continuum? Why are you interested in inheriting the achievements of the PDP, and you are now distancing yourself from the areas that they didn't do well? But the unfortunate thing for the APC and the PDP is the fact that Nigerians are the best judge. Nigerians know whether PDP was better than what APC is doing today. Whether the journey of PDP that they complained about in 2015 is where they are today. And I believe that Nigerians who are now rallying with our repositioned, our rebranded party knows better.
That's a big one. Now, in terms of security, how will you rate the security situation in the past 3 years that APC has taken over? Because that was one of their cardinal campaign promises, that they are going to make Nigeria more secured than the PDP did. Now, what will you say about the situation on ground now? Before
the PDP left office in 2015, we have contained the Boko Haram insurgency to the northeast. That is a statement of fact that APC has continued to deny. And as far as we are concerned, APC federal government has not been able to push the insurgents backward beyond where the PDP government left it in 2015. But there's another level of insecurity that had come and that is very worrisome, which is the killing spree over our nation. And that is one aspect that we believe that the government needs to work at. But the unfortunate thing is that our nation has been placed on autopilot. It seems that there's nobody in charge in the presidential villa. Perhaps the comfort of the presidential villa is the attraction for the people who are in the APC government. Because as we speak, everywhere you turn to, particularly in the North Central Zone, there is mass killings. And we said, PDP handed over a country that was cohesive, a country that largely can be described as united. What do we find today? We find killings everywhere. And this situation is disturbing to the average Nigerian. And they are tired and they have become despondent of this government. So I do not know the area of improvement that APC federal government can lay claim to. APC federal government has taken this nation back to pre-1999. That is the absolute truth. Whether they want to take it or not, Nigerians know the truth. The APC federal government has taken our nation back to pre-1999. And you can see the indices everywhere. Is it in our freedom that they are not taking us back to pre-1999? Is it our unity that they are not taking the nation back to pre-1999? Is it in our security that they are not taking the nation back to pre-1999? So we are just appealing to them. The PDP is just begging them. If you cannot help us in the situation of our country, can you take us back to where we are coming from? That's the appeal. And if you cannot take us back to where we are coming from, please just honorably call upon Nigerians and say you do not know the way forward.
The president recently went to Benue State, where he told the whole world that the order he gave the Inspector General of Police on issues relating to Benue and the various killings, the directives were not taken. And I also read the statement issued by the party. What do you have to say about this? This kind of this thing. By now, do you think that the IGP ought to have been sacked?
CKN. You know, there's one strange thing about this APC federal government that Nigerians have also come to discover. The PDP had discovered it a long time ago. It is called Baba is not aware. If we say this, the presidential handlers will say the president is not aware. You mentioned that is President Muhammadu Buhari handlers will say the president is not aware. But the president now came out and said he was aware that he gave order to the IG on Benue killings, and he mandated IG to go to Makurdi. Report said the IG was in Nasarawa. Some other reports even brought out photographs to show that the IG was in Abuja and he was having a breakfast photograph with his wife on when the order given by the president was for him to be in Benue. Let's even assume for the purpose of this discussion that in truth the president was not aware. But since the president, it's been how many weeks now that the president went to Benue and he became aware that his order was not followed. What has he done? What manner of reprimand has he issued to the officer? A lot of things are going on in this country. We believe in the People's Democratic Party that we need to rescue this nation from the misrule, from the poor understanding of governance by the APC and its federal government. I want to leave it at that.
Okay, now that you've mentioned PDP, now let's go to your party. In the past 3 years, so many people, so many Nigerians believe that the PDP has not been able to get its bearing right as an opposition party due to various fundamental issues. You know, you have been into litigations and the rest of it. But recently, the Supreme Court gave its final verdict, and you recently had a national convention where national officers of the party were elected, and we know that some of your members were aggrieved. And what is the party doing to be able to bring a cohesion between all the fragmented sections of your party, especially those that are, we know that some of them are already moving out. We know that people like Jerry Ghana has moved to SDP.
Well, we are not aware that people are moving out.
Oh, really? He has not informed the party?
We are not aware. We have no record of letter of resignation from either Professor Adeniro or Professor Jerry Ghana.
Okay.
And as far as we are concerned, these are founding fathers of our party. And as far as we are concerned, we believe that they have expressed concern about certain issues concerning our party. And we believe that they're still a part and parcel of us, and at the appropriate time they will come back home. So as far as we are concerned, they have not left our party.
Good. So what is the strategy to take over power from APC in 2019?
If I come to the public, if I have an issue to contend with you, and I come and tell you that, don't worry, this fight that we are going to engage in, I'm going to suddenly take you off your feet. When you are engaging me, you want to stand firm on your feet. You will stand firm on your feet in a way that I will not be able to rake you off the ground. So let us leave out the issue of the strategy that we are going to use. Our strategy for now is in Nigerians, and I won't go beyond that. But you know why I say it is in Nigerians? It's Nigerians because you and I are Nigerians. You and I have become despondent of this government. You and I have discovered that a house built with a house built on saliva cannot in any way stand firm. It has no foundation. It is bound to collapse. And that is why when you look at APC, for instance, they cannot even organize themselves. As we speak, they have no board of trustee. As we speak, they have done tenure elongation. And we believe that is a self-succession plan for President Muhammadu Buhari. We believe in the People's Democratic Party that if President Muhammadu Buhari can muzzle up his own party and extended the tenure of his party ESCO without a recourse to the rule that it set up for itself to guide it, we can sit down here and imagine what will happen after 2019 if Nigerians allow them to come back to power. It's the same way they're going to muscle up our constitution and say Baba cannot go anywhere, he has to remain in the villa. So we are not going to disclose to you the strategy that we are going to use to defeat APC. But we believe that Nigerians are more than prepared, as we speak now, to remove this party from government.
Well, if you are still joining us, or just joining us, this is one-on-one with CKN or CKN News TV. And our guest today is the National Publicity Secretary of People's Democratic Party of Nigeria, Mr. In fact, Honorable Kola Ologbode.
You are conferring what is that? What's all important? And we are known by our byline. My own byline.
Yes, that was and for those of you who don't know Kola Ologbode very well, as I said, he's a journalist of note. For many years, he's a graduate of UNILAG. I know he went, he's a graduate of St. Augustine's College. I'm taking it home.
Yes,
and also,
I'm a Kabama.
That is a Kabama to the cause, he's an Okuman. And he also he has a postgraduate diploma in journalism from Nigeria's foremost journalism school, Nigeria Institute of Journalism. And he has been in practice. He was for several years the special advisor on media to the former president of the Senate, distinguished Senator David Mark. And before he finally became the National Publicity Secretary of PDP, he was also I think he was in this day newspaper, definitely as a group political editor. Mr. Ologbode.
Digital. Don't forget that I was the digital editor of this day newspaper.
Oh, okay. Digital editor.
What are you using today? What are you using today?
What are you using today? Yes, he was. So you can say that he's a seasoned journalist, well grounded, and as a spokesman of the party. Let's look at. Let me ask another blank question. The former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has just joined the party from APC, and the belief in some quarters is that he's going to fly the flag of PDP come 2019. Is that true?
Well, as we speak today, we cannot sit down on our own and say that this is who the candidate of the party will be. The PDP is rebranding. If we just come out and do things in the way of their old, it will not take us anywhere. Because of that, our party is starting an online registration,
Okay.
which will give every member equal opportunity.
All right.
We are looking towards many presidential aspirants to begin to make their declaration. One thing I can give to you, and I can assure you, is that the party will be transparent. The party is open. The party is inviting. Under the national chairman and the leadership of Prince Uche Secondus, we will be transparent. We will allow our candidate to emerge through a process that Nigerians themselves will see as free, as fair, as credible, as acceptable, and as transparent. And by the time that candidate emerges from the People's Democratic Party, it will be a candidate of choice for Nigerians. And that candidate is going to rout the APC and the federal government from the presidential villa.
Good. And there's also this fear that some governors have hijacked your party. There's the belief that, for one, Governor Wike of Rivers State and Governor Fayose presently runs the affairs of the PDP. How true is that?
It's not correct. Like my chairman will always say, and I speak about Prince Uche Secondus, in party politics, there are all manner of things that come into play. People can actually take a rumor and say it over and over and over and over and give it a complexion of truth. When people say that Governor Wike and Governor Fayose are controlling the party, The question that the people have asked me pointedly, just like you have asked, the question I always ask is how? Are you claiming that Governor Wike and Governor Fayose are the ones sitting in Wadata Plaza and running the affairs of the party on a daily basis? Are you saying that they call the NWC on every direction and say that go and follow this direction, go and follow that direction? It's strange. I don't understand it. It's misplaced. There is nobody that called the NWC members whom the constitution of the party has charged the responsibility of day-by-day operations of the party and give instructions to us. Nobody. And also don't forget that the People's Democratic Party was funded by eminent Nigerians who came together and in order to rescue our nation from the military government, they came together and formed this party. They represented the 36 states of our federation and Abuja. PDP is not like APC, whose ownership, you can say, oh, okay, the new PDP group, oh, the Asiwaju Action Congress, oh, the Muhammad Buhari, the President Muhammadu Buhari, then General Muhammadu Buhari CPC, formed the APC. You cannot say that. PDP represents the soul of this nation by its formation. PDP came up or was established on the ideas of democracy, fairness, equity, rule of law, freedom, just name them. And PDP has tried on these ideas. We believe in one thing, very central, the unity of this nation. We believe in the indivisibility of a united country. That was what brought us together. So it's not convenient for our party to listen to people saying that a set of individuals control our party.
That takes us to also, I've been believing here and there that the APC has been going on vindictive tendency against the opposition, and that so many of your members, some were arrested, some have been prosecuted, some have been prosecuted. And the recent one is what is happening to the Deputy Senate President, where it's been stated that he has houses all over the world and the rest of them. Some of your members are not true, and the way the government is going about it is not. What do you have to say about this?